update from the Madison Fire Department on a condo explosion in May. Investigators determined that the blast started in the garage at a condo on South Gammon Road. But after 10 weeks, local, state, and federal agencies have not figured out the exact cause. They've narrowed it down to two possibilities. Madison fire officials say the ignition source could be a 20-pound propane cylinder attached to a grill with the burner, or other natural gas-fueled appliances. In an update this morning, investigators say it's just not clear. 4 people were hurt during that explosion in May.